the trades that have happened as of late. The big one, of course, before today was Amari Cooper going for a first-round pick, Mitchell.
Yeah, the fact that the Raiders were able to get a first-round pick for Amari, I'm surprised about. I didn't think that they were going to end up happening. I mean, I was thinking like third-round pick for Amari, but I think it helps the Raiders. I think it helps the Cowboys. I think Amari's going to be able to step into that offense, really extend the defense. And then the Raiders, they get another first-round pick. They have now 3 first-round picks. John Gruden, maybe he's doing a few things right there once in a while. Done some questionable things, but this is one that I think that he did right.
All right, earlier trades again was Damon Harrison to the Giants for a 5th-round pick in 2019. Thought it was a good deal for the Lions.
Absolutely. The Lions team, at that time, were dead last in terms of rushing yards against. Now you add probably the best interior rush defender in Snacks. And the Giants, well, they're in rebuild mode, so at this point, if you can get players, good for you.
All right, and then another Giants trade. They haven't done anything else since then. Eli Apple in exchange for a 4th and a 7th-round pick. They just kind of wanted to be done with Apple, huh?
Yeah, I don't really blame them. I mean, Eli's been a bad apple since he's entered the Big Apple. So, yeah, get rid of him.
I think the Saints might have won that one though. A new system might be better for Eli Apple.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get his upside.
Neither team lost this trade though. I don't think.
That's fair.
I don't think. All right, another older trade. Carlos Hyde goes to the Cleveland Browns in exchange for a 5th-round pick.
This to me is the Browns just keep trying to rebuild. Nick Chubb's emerged as a really good running back. I liked him a lot coming out of Georgia, but also I think it's a big red flag for Leonard Fournette, who is yet to be able to prove that he's healthy this year, and he's out until Week 10. So, all
right, folks, so we have passed the 4 p.m. Eastern Time trade deadline. Now, we'll see if there are any other trades that come through here in the next couple minutes that weren't reported but were submitted to the NFL.
Yep.
We'll see if that ends up happening. In the meantime, we'll take you through the rest of the trades that went down today. We'll start things off with the first one. Demaryius Thomas goes to the Denver Broncos. They swap 7th-round picks, and they get a 4th-round selection as well.
I hope Demaryius goes off this week against the Broncos in Denver. Free Demaryius. I'm glad now that he's with the Texans. This trade happened because Will Fuller was injured. So, Demaryius.
Now, we'll make a note here, and I do want to see if, or excuse me, Demaryius Thomas going to the Texans. My bad, I think I misspoke. A report that I saw was that Denver didn't get any offers above a 6th-round pick until Houston stepped up with a 4th-rounder.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought a 5th-round pick was what DT was going to go for. Instead, Houston gives up a 4th-round pick to replace Will Fuller. They're all in right now. Denver gets a solid pick back in exchange for, frankly, Mitch, a guy that I thought was declining.
Well, I think he's definitely declining, but I still think he is a good wide receiver. Like, I don't think he's as bad as what his numbers suggest this year. I think that has more to do with Case Keenum, that offensive in general. Now he's going to go to a good offense next to DeAndre Hopkins. I'm interested to see what Demaryius can do, and I hope he torches the Broncos this weekend.
Who won this trade, Denver or Houston? And folks, feel free to respond in the comment section as well. Type 3 for Houston, type 4 for Denver.
I still think the Texans won it because I think Demaryius is a good player, but the 4th-round pick is a little bit interesting. The fact that they swapped 7th does not bother me whatsoever.
Yeah,
so
that's a wash.
I think that it's pretty split, honestly. Like, the Texans win it because I still think they're the team that wants to win now. Broncos want to win later. I guess I'll say Texans.
I'm giving it to Denver, actually. I think that Demaryius Thomas is not the guy that the name brand brings you anymore.
Fair.
Now, I think he'll play better in Houston with Deshaun Watson, but I think a 4th-round pick is just a little bit too expensive for a guy that, frankly, you might cut after the year ends. He's going to make $14 million in base salary.
Facts.
With Will Fuller back, I don't think you're going to end up doing that. So I don't think that's going to be an option.
Will Fuller be back?
I think so.
Man, it's ACL.
It'll be a tight timeline, but, I mean, Kiki Cutie's still there. I don't know if you need Demaryius Thomas as well. You can go sign somebody cheaper for a month or so if you need to do that.
Fair.
So, fun note here, Texans and Denver play each other this week. So do you bet on NFL games? Type B for bet, type N for nah. That's a fun game to bet on, by the way, because Demaryius Thomas against his old team. And if you're going to bet on football, you got to use BetDeicide. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is, put down $100, they'll give you $120 for free for a grand total of $220 to bet with on BetDeicide. You are playing with house money with that deal, Mitch.
The Broncos right now are -2 favorites. -2 favorites. Interesting to see how that one goes. Maybe it shifts up a little bit, but
Interesting.
I would take the Texans there. I think the Texans actually win this game outright.
See, that's a trap game.
That's fine. I'm all about the trap game.
That's the Texans are a better team. Why are they the underdogs? I know it's a road game. I might lean more towards Denver on that one.
The Broncos do play better at home,
They do. They're a much better team at home.
Take the Texans, +2.
Right. Another wide receiver trade that went down today was Golden Tate going to the Detroit Lions for a 3rd-round pick. One of the guys I mentioned before in NFL Daily, which some of the YouTube commenters said, there's no way the Lions are going to trade Golden Tate. And then they did.
Psych.
To the Philadelphia Eagles for a 3rd-round selection. So for the Lions' perspective, Mitchell, this is a clear sign to me that they were not going to re-sign Golden Tate.
Yep.
And rather than wait for a comp pick and try and have him for the rest of the year for 8 games, they've traded him away, got a better 3rd-round pick now, not waited for that comp pick, and or until they got one, because with the way the Lions salary cap is structured, they might not have gotten one at all because they can spend a lot of money elsewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they also traded, they got snacks, so normally when you see a team like buying players, they just keep buying. They don't really sell. But I think this, speaks volumes of how confident they are in Kenny Golladay. They restructured Marvin Jones' contract. And I think for the Eagles, it makes a ton of sense. Ton of sense. They're building around their best asset, which is Carson Wentz, Nelson Aguilar, Zach Ertz, Golden Tate, Alshon Jeffrey.
Loaded.
Loaded.
That's not quite Chiefs level, but it's still pretty damn good.
No, hey.
And then from the Eagles' perspective, if you don't re-sign Golden Tate and you let him leave with the way their cap is structured, they actually might get that comp pick back.
Okay.
So they might get it might be an 8-game rental for Golden Tate, but they can get a 2023 potentially, or a 4th round.
If it's an 8-game rental, and right now the Eagles are sitting there at 4-4, and this is a player who can put you back in the driver's seat of that division, worth it.
I love this trade for the Eagles. I don't hate it for the Lions necessarily, but I love the player that Golden Tate is. I think the Eagles won this trade. This was, frankly, my 2nd favorite trade of the day.
Okay.
We'll get to number 1 later on in the show. Next up, the Ravens and the Packers. The Packers just didn't want Ty Montgomery anymore, Mitch. They gave him away for a box of Doritos.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those where, how do you actually feel about this trade? This is the one trade that came across my board, and I was like, I don't care. I didn't want Ty Montgomery. Obviously, the Packers didn't want Ty Montgomery, and then, 2020.
Whatever.
Pick.
A 7th-round pick in 2020, so number 240 overall or something like that.
I mean, we said it, though. I mean, the Ravens, I think, still technically won this deal because...
Oh, I think they definitely won this deal.
I mean, you're getting a player for free.
Yeah, you're getting a free player who can help you. I know that you're not the biggest Ty Montgomery fan. I think Baltimore won this trade. I think they're getting a guy that they can use. Well, maybe you don't want to put on returns these days, but can help you as a receiver and as a pass catcher. It gives them another offensive player to use. I think the Ravens on this trade. Clearly, Green Bay was totally done with Ty Montgomery after he disobeyed coach's orders and took the ball out.
And then fumbled.
Because he was mad before this.
Because he fumbled.
That he wasn't getting enough action.
No. Yeah. Sorry, Ty.
Yeah. So Ty is out of Green Bay. Another notable trade was Dante Fowler. He goes to the LA Rams. They're all in right now in exchange for a 3rd-round pick this year and a 5th-round pick next year. What do you think of this one, Mitch?
If the Rams can get the Dante Fowler that we were all hoping for when he came out of the draft, steal. I mean, I shouldn't say steal. It's a great pickup. The Rams are obviously in win-now mode. Wade Phillips is a great coordinator. The Jags, though, they're selling.
This kind of falls into the Golden Tate issue, where the Rams, I don't know if they're going to bring back Dante Fowler. With the way their cap is set up, I would actually lean towards no, they're not going to.
Okay.
The Jaguars, meanwhile, they probably weren't going to re-sign Dante Fowler. Much like Tate, they get more value back. They get a 3rd and a 5th-round pick. A little bit thinner up front right now, but they'll still be okay on defense. The Rams give up a lot here, I think, for a player that might only be an 8-game rental.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they get a comp pick back as well. They got a lot of comp picks coming over the next couple of years with the way they've structured their salary cap and their moves. But I think this might be more of a push trade for me in terms of the winner, Mitch.
No, push is a fair one. I mean, the Rams, they're adding just another super, super talented guy. I mean, God, the Rams are loaded.
They are. All right, folks, so do you think you're good at fantasy football? I know Mitchell does. My main league has been a disaster this year, but my dynasty team is doing okay. Type Y if you think you are. Type N for no. And if you think you're good, well, then you got to play in our FanDuel game this week because you have a chance to win an NFL jersey if you come in first place. It's easy to enter, and if you think you're good, it should be easy to win, right? And there's going to be fun no matter what. We have a special Week 9 fantasy game set up through FanDuel. You beat 19 of our friends, you're taking home an NFL jersey of your choice. Now, to get entered, it's actually very easy. Go to FanDuel.com/chatsports, but you got to use that link. Don't just go to FanDuel. use FanDuel.com/chatsports. That is FanDuel.com/chatsports right there on your screen.
And then once you're signed up, send us your username at ChatSports on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll get you the rest of the details. Again, it's FanDuel.com/chatsports. And oh yeah, you're going to get $5 for free when you sign up with that first deposit. Take advantage if you've never tried FanDuel before and win yourself a jersey. Plenty of jerseys there. Breeze, Brady, Zeke. Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, folks, one last trade for you guys. The details on the Ha Clinton-Dix trade. The Packers, I think, only got a 4th-round pick back.
I'm surprised.
I'm stunned.
I can't.
This is my favorite trade of the day for the Washington Redskins. Shout out Washington. I know it might only be an 8-game rental. I love HaHa Clinton-Dix. I think he's a talented safety. He is a great fit with DJ Swearinger. I'm stunned Green Bay couldn't get a 3rd.
I think
Cowboys should have done this trade.
Oh, I think
Chiefs should have done this trade.
I think you can make the argument the Redskins have the best safety duo right now in the NFL.
I think there's a real argument there. With the way Swearinger's played, yeah.
Yeah, like, they're 5-2. Nobody thought they'd be in this position. Now you're putting these two young safeties in. Love it.
I thought the Packers might have needed, or the Packers might have needed to add a safety. I don't know what Green Bay's doing right now. I'm very confused.
Mike McCarthy.
Because the defense is worse now.
Yeah.
Are you going to make the playoffs right now with this defense? This secondary is young and talented at corner, but you're going to play Kentrell Bryce, who's been bad, and who's going to be your next guy? Josh Jones?
No idea.
Whitehead?
I don't even think those are real people.
They are real people. I don't know what Green Bay's really doing right now, so I don't like this trade. I get that you got value back for a free agent, and I'll give him credit for that because this is the last year of his deal. But I don't like this move for Green Bay. I love it for Washington.
Love it.
That is worth a 4th-round pick.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Like, that is a fantastic move for the Redskins. It's a no-brainer for me. I am typing in A in the comments section. All right, folks, once again, I am Tom Downey. I am on Twitter at MitchellRenz365. That is Mitchell Renz. He's on Twitter at MitchellRenz365. I don't know why I did it again. I am on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. I did it at the beginning and the end of this because apparently I'm just an idiot now. Either way, feel free to make fun of me in the comments section. I don't know what I'm talking about at times. Sometimes I just say stupid stuff. Go subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/chatsports. All of our great coverage all in one spot.